Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Corner. For you new guys out there, thanks for joining us. We're your hosts. I'm Karosh.
I'm Briston.
And we're going to be going over the conclusion of Blackest Night today. Amazing Spider-Man, the next issue. The Governator picked this up, and Briston's got Detective Comics over here. Let's start things off with Blackest Night. 8 issues long, and it's finally over. What do you think, Briston?
I'm happy and relieved that this is over, and it's a good event so far. There's been the positives, and then there's the negatives.
Yeah. We're going to be going over some of the core things involved. All the cores are assembled, all the different colors and everything. It's a lot of colors, I should say. But there were some things that I had some problems with, and you did as well. The Sinestro thing we went over last week was a bit of a fake out. They, like, right off the bat, he gets a couple of pages and then it ended, and they just jump back to who everyone thought it was going to be. Hal gets it.
Hal gets it right off the bat like that. I was like, it's kind of expected because Sinestro is, like, you know, somewhat of a failure of a Lantern.
Yeah.
Great, he's awesome yellow, but failure is green. And what makes us think that he was going to hold on to white for so long?
For those people who thought he had a redeeming factor. But besides that, the ending left me wanting more, and I know that they wanted to try to get people to jump onto the new series and everything coming out, but I didn't get as much of a conclusion as I thought I was going to get. All in all, though, I went back and reread the whole thing. Really great stuff, really fun stuff, great for like a summer blockbuster kind of thing. The artist, by and large, was probably one of my favorite things I can say about the whole series consistently.
I'm going to have to agree with you strongly there.
There's so much pinup art, right?
Just amazing. Whew. I don't even know where to start.
There's like for you guys that know older comics, George Perez, he was known for fitting as many characters on his pages as possible, and Ivan Reis is like a young contender, like his prodigy pretty much. I spent a couple of pages looking at just who was on the page. It was pretty freaking awesome. Necron, though, I have to say, really didn't know much about him to begin with, and it ended with not knowing much about him anyway. They just kind of like said, oh, he's really the bad guy behind all these previous events.
It was more or less like, I'm the badass, that was it. We didn't really see Necron do anything really, really amazing other than cutting Sinestro in half last issue.
And you want more from a guy that is death incarnate. I mean, he felt more like just the Grim Reaper, and he wanted to stop coming to collect. He just wanted to sit at home and sleep. And that's what it came down to, I felt.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, man.
I also thought that given a comic about death and everything, I thought they could do more, like as a commentary about deaths in comics, but they went with like a more traditional just aspect, and they brought back a lot of characters we saw. Not every character. I wanted question back, but
there's a lot of things that irked me about some of the characters that brought back. I mean, the key thing that really irked me about these characters coming back is that some of these characters have really, really epic deaths, and then really, really epic that they came back in the very first 2 or 3 issues of Blackest Night. And then when they're brought back to life, not as a zombie, it was like, oh, hey,
it wasn't
I'm
as
alive.
Impactful.
Yeah, where's that to like, oh my god, they're alive now. It's more like, oh, I'm alive.
I think there was one panel, I don't want to spoil anything, but only one character noticed that someone was brought back to life. It's like, hey, buddy, you're alive. Everyone?
Next panel.
No, okay. So all in all, if you've been with it so far, pick it up. If you want to know where it's going on, this is a great place that it leads off to all the new directions Green Lantern and all them are going to go into. 2 thumbs up for me, Kristen.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5.
Alright, and that's it for our main stuff. We're going to be going to our speed round now, our flash round. I'm going to start things off with Spider-Man. It was alright. If you've been picking it up, previous issues, this is a continuation of that. You really get to see Peter going in more of his detective kind of, you know, I've never seen him. He looks like he's a prodigy of like Batman, like detective, you know, he's got that like.
It was pretty interesting too, because like we get to see like Spidey infiltrate areas, and he's just like, "Ooh, I'm wondering who's doing this. What stopped the Juggernaut?" And it was pretty interesting trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's paralleling the story the classic stories. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. I wasn't too sure what to make of it, but all in all, it was fun seeing Peter sneaking around, playing detective. The artist I have to really talk about again is Lee Weeks. He really brings an old school vibe to it. I liked. Good stuff. Liked it. Pick it up. The Governator. Need I say more? Think of every possible joke and everything made about our favorite Californian governor, and you've got a $4 comic right here with him in it, with all those in it.
I mean, every one-liner, every pun you could think Arnold has done in any of his movies in the past, just stockpile them into that issue. It's hilarious.
Good stuff. I loved it. I love seeing the chopper too. The chopper. You'll know when you get to the chopper.
The chopper.
Yeah, pick it up if you want some good funny stuff. This is the definition of a funny book right here. Alright. Briston, what about you?
Alright, then I have Detective Comics here. The first things I want to point out, it's the artwork that really catches me in this issue. The parallelism between Batman and Batwoman, as well as the killers in the issue, are really, really nice.
Zaz is the killer, right?
No, he's not.
No?
We have someone called the Cutter, and it's this is the final one, so this is the 3 of 3, and
includes. I always like the backups they have for the Detective Comics with the question. It's been some good stuff. It's the new question Renee Mattia teaming up with Huntress,
and it's been interesting so far. Even though it's just like several pages more, it's really interesting to see.
Incentive enough.
Yeah, exactly. Just an incentive enough to add that extra $1 into this comic, but it's fun reading not just that, the Batwoman story so far. And it seems like Batwoman's branching off, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And with the question, it's branching off some more, and I'm enjoying it. So,
good stuff. What do you think? Pick it up.
I'm gonna say this is a definite pickup. I'm gonna say 3 out of 5.
I've been a little bit skeptical about it, but yeah, pick it up. Good stuff.
So that concludes today's episode. Please, please, please spread the word about us. Give us questions, feedback, comments, rate us. Anything really, guys. We would love any kind of feedback whatsoever.
I'd like to hear from you. Let us know what you think on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. And so we'll see you next week. Take care.
Laters.